clay, partly weak. It will be a long and winding road towards liberation, even though it has already started, and it's not going to be a long road because we're in the last seconds of these last days, and it's the destruction of the United States, which is Babylon the Great, is right around the corner. So if you're expecting to be here for another 10 to 20 years, you're sadly mistaken. You're one of those people that's probably going to end up taking that chip, which is the mark of the beast. Still, according to a newsletter circulating among select EU financial circles, German Foreign Minister Maas did not launch this trial balloon without permission from Merkel. Germany is in a deep fear of the Strait of Hormuz being shut, stranding a major supply of her natural gas and oil, placing her totally dependent on oil and natural gas from Russia, the newsletter states. That is why Germany has to hold up the Iranian nuclear deal against all costs. Hence the meeting of Merkel and Putin and the floating of a new currency plan to break the control over Germany and the world of the SWIFT CHIPS dollar system. In practice, what is prompting Merkel to threaten to move away from the US dollar is fear, according to the newsletter. There are serious concerns about losing energy shipments from Russia, some of the Central Asian stands, and especially Strait of Hormuz transited oil and natural gas. Those nightmares could turn into reality if President Donald Trump's administration succeeded in totally blocking Iran's energy exports, and Iran responded by blocking the strait. And the U.S. is pushing hard for that because they want to have a war with Iran, which is all a part of the prophecy of the Battle of the Valley of Jehoshaphat, Yahweh's judgment in that Middle East region, bend not break. So Berlin is now engaged in a wobbly bend not break strategy. Merkel has acknowledged that relations with Washington are fractious while emphasizing the importance of both trade with Iran and U.S. security cooperation. Nord Stream 2, which was extensively discussed with Putin in Berlin, is a done deal no matter what Washington says, but that is still not enough for Germany's domestic needs. On Saturday, Merkel goes to Azerbaijan to check whether the Caspian to Europe Southern Gas Corridor requires further investment and whether it will start delivering energy before 2020. Many in Germany believe that if push comes to shove, the U.S. would not have the military capability to keep the Strait of Hormuz open, and in this case, the EU's biggest economy could face an energy crisis. As the newsletter argues, that is why the dismantling of the US dollar control of world finance is now being floated by Germany as a matter of safeguarding future growth. Now imagine all this being discussed in the open at the planned one-off Russia, Germany, France, Turkey summit, and all this because Putin went to a wedding. So as you brothers can see, we're right around the corner of the destruction of the United States or Babylon the Great. And it's beautiful to see these major prophecies start to come to their fulfillment. And now I'm going to go to Revelation chapter 17, verse 16. Salak. Revelation 17 and 16. And the 10 horns, which is the EU, which thou sawest upon the beast or NATO, these shall hate the whore, the United States, Babylon the Great, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. And we're seeing the beginning steps of this with America's European allies trying to pivot away from the U.S. and circumvent that U.S. dollar and find other payment plans so they can do business with countries that the U.S. is against without penalties. But in the end, it all doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you start using your national currencies, the petro yuan, or gold and silver, or cryptocurrencies, or anything, because all these heathen nations have reached the bounds of their rulership that they cannot pass, and their kingdoms are coming to an end, and there's nothing to stop that. And I'm going to close it on Ezekiel chapter 7, verse 19, because if a lot of you have been keeping your eyes in the news, a lot of these countries are taking back their gold from the U.S. Treasury because they know something bad's about to happen. But as I just said, none of these alternative currency plans are going to save these nations from their coming collapse. They shall cast their silver in the streets, and their gold shall be removed. Their silver and their gold shall not be able to deliver them in the day of the wrath of Yahweh, because they can't escape the judgment of these prophecies. They shall not satisfy their souls, neither fill their bowels, because it is the stumbling block of their iniquity. So brothers, just keep strong and keep pushing this word as hard as you can. Any day now, that major event's gonna get triggered to set things off. So with this video, I hope you sincere Akim were edified. I'm gonna say a Baba Ball, Kwam Yasharala, and until next time, Shalom.